Good morning everybody, my name is Brahman Menor, teacher for Pranic Living and Enlightenment. Today I'd like to do a Q&A about how we have conditioned our own body and which effect it has on your being. Now it's often so beautiful when you talk to different people. And yesterday I had 5 or 6 calls with people that are interested in one of the retreats, and there's always a dialogue about questions that I have. And it's so beautiful how the answers always resonate on them. If they are able to not listen or understand the answers with your mind. So let's try that today. Don't try to understand it here, because this will always, most of the time, create resistance. Just feel if you can recognize the answer on a deeper level, on the level of truth and wisdom, the real wisdom. So, when you are ready, let's start. What was the first question?
What is spiritual conditioning?
What is spiritual conditioning? When a child is born, it has only some conditioning that started in the womb. And from that moment on, when you are born, your parents will teach you things, will share you things. You will go to school, you will learn and read a lot of things. And that's conditioning your whole body. And let's call it learning process. But that's the same with spirituality. There's a lot of knowledge. 90% of the knowledge is no wisdom. So everything that you hear, everything that you read, everything that has been taught from one teacher to another, is conditioning our body spiritually. And you have to know that 90% of what has been taught came from the mind, has been taught by the mind, and is absorbed by your mind. And really feel what I'm saying right now. Because the real truth and wisdom is most of the time very simple. And we as a mind are capable to make so many things so immense, difficult, that we are completely spiritually lost. And that's okay when it's part of your book, part of your experience. But take for example a baby that grew up in Africa in a very simple surrounding, without any spiritual knowledge as we have learned. When you ask that person when he's 20, 25, do you feel 7 chakras? He will never feel 7 chakras. What do you think about previous lives? He's living in the moment. He's living in this moment. He doesn't think about previous lives or future lives. He doesn't care about the things that we've taken in as conditioning. He lives in the moment the experiences, the here and now. Spiritual path is not about knowledge. Let's wait for a moment. Your spiritual path is all about coming home, leaving your mind, going deeper, and experiencing what you really are. So the conditioning is always in between your mind and your experience. Because we investigate the experience or conditioning with our mind. So we make the mind stronger. What we have to do is take its power away. Go deeper and open in yourself. And even that is not a simple path. Most of the time it just happens at the right time, at the right moment. So everything that you do is okay. According to your book, you will do a lot of experiences. You will have a lot of experiences. You will have a lot of you will do a lot of exercises, and that's all fine. That's not the way to coming home. Experiences are most of the time beautiful, sometimes for some people scary. The way home is just to be at the right time, at the right place, as written in your book of life. And at that moment, your mind surrenders and you will go to your real truth, the real you, your soul. And we'll have an experience so beautiful, so much more than the knowledge that we try to grab with our mind, understand with our mind, experience with our mind. So try to leave the mind, don't go for knowledge, just go for deeper experience. There's all your wisdom, not your knowledge. There's the real wisdom that you can recognize what I'm sharing right now. Because it's not about words, the things I say. It's all about the energy that I am allowed to share. And that energy will reach out and give you the vibration or the recognition about what is really here. So really feel what you are experiencing right now when you're listening to this moment. So let's go to the next question.
When did the spiritual conditioning start?
When does the spiritual conditioning start?
In history, I mean.
In history?
Yes.
I'll try to make it simple. Some people believe in the biblical story, Adam and Eve. Other people will believe in evolution of mankind. Let's just start with the first human beings. Doesn't matter in which story you believe. It's all good. The first millions of years, people really lived without ego. They lived in balance. And they lived in small groups, just surviving, connected with each other, experiencing source through medicine men, through dance, And somewhere it was time to work with our ego. It's part of evolution, it's part of collective growth. And for example, when one hunter could get more meat than the other one, he needed to share with everybody. And his ego told him, why should I share when I'm the one that catches most of the meat? So there his ego started to evolve. Let me keep 50% for myself and share the rest. I'm better than the rest. I'm faster than the rest. And that ego evolved more and more. Then thousands and thousands of years ago, in some parts of the world, teachers had a beautiful experience, deeper than they ever had before, and they started to share from that experience. And people started to investigate, and investigate always with their mind and with their ego. They wrote it down, their experience. They started thinking about what the spiritual world was all about. They wrote books. They connected with the Akasha field. They channeled what they received from that Akasha field. But even the Akasha field is collective memory. So even the things that we have thought about is stored in that collective. So what is truth and what is fiction, even when you channel it from the Akasha field, collective memory. So the more knowledge and investigated wisdom was written down and shared and even more investigated with our minds and exercises, more and more people were taught and spiritual conditioned, because teaching is spiritual conditioning. Not many people are stepping out of the conditioning and just opening up in the simple truth of what's really here. Source is not complex. There is no mind in source. Everything source is sharing is so freaking simple. You can't write a whole book about one topic when you ask an answer to source. It's just one sentence. And then we think that we need to explain a lot of wisdom and turn it into knowledge. A lot of complexity. But that's not source. So that's my truth about when mankind started the spiritual conditioning. I can keep on talking about that, but I think it's simple enough to feel, to recognize. And when it's not your story, that's fine as well. Just feel about the energy, what is shared. Let's go to the next question.
How does that relate to the teachings from India?
Especially in the region, in the eastern part of the world, India, for example. Teachings has been shared for millions and millions of years. So, in India, everybody can become a teacher as long as you go to an older teacher who's sharing his knowledge. Just a few really shared wisdom. Those who shared wisdom didn't talk all day. They had they talked about simple wisdom, simplicity of source. And they share that with people around them. And that was not about, again, the words, it was all about the energy. People like to be in that energy, in that presence. They got the opportunity to recognize that presence and open in that presence. So in India, many teachers had a beautiful experience, went to a teacher, sat down with them for years and years to study. Well, the spiritual path is not about studying. Again, it's about emptying your mind instead of filling your mind. Just going deeper and opening up. So even in India, there's a lot of knowledge that is shared instead of wisdom. I have my own experience. I was called to come to Sai Baba, and I went to India when he was deceased. He died 2 years after I was called, and I thought, you know, let's go to a free sharing. There was one of his teachers, and the teacher stood there and he started sharing knowledge. And he was only judging the people that were in the room. And I knew Sai Baba was not about judgment. Sai Baba was about sharing energy. So that man that was for more than 40 years listening to his knowledge has never understood what Sai Baba was all about. Sai Baba was never judging. Most knowledge that was written down was heard. People started to explain what he was talking about. They tried to explain with their mind what he was talking about. Wisdom is not about catching the words. Wisdom is about catching the energy. So even with Sai Baba, beautiful books that has been written about him, because he didn't write any books by himself, were written from ego and from the mind. Beautiful things were written, and some words you can really feel. Most of them were just explanation, just spiritual conditioning. So even in India, where so many gurus are, just a few are the real, a few are feelable, are connectable with. The rest is still ego, the rest is still mind. And that's fine. When you are pulled to that input, it's all fine. It's probably still in your book that you need to be there to learn and to try to understand. After a while you know, this is not my path. And at the end you will find the right teacher that can help you to open the last step of your spiritual journey Just finding someone who can really open you, give you the most beautiful experience. It's always life-changing. So feel where you are at this moment. Feel if it's your time to come home, instead of filling your mind with knowledge.
And how about the books about meditating and going from 3D to 5D,
Yeah.
shifting humanity?
Yeah. Let's take that. The 3D, 5D, or go to higher vibration, or beautiful books, beautiful knowledge, but it's not the real truth. Because humanity is evolving as one. There's just one vibration, vibration of source. One vibration. We don't need to go to a higher vibration, vibration as a whole planet, because we are never going to do that. At this moment, the Western world is going to a different state of awareness. We are leaving security, one job. It's all about the money. We're downgrading. In the Eastern world, people are making more money. So they are disconnecting from spirituality and they are going where the Western world has been. So that's a balance. We downgrade, they upgrade. Going to make more money, they think that's going to make them happier. And that's a balance, in and out. And that's happening all over the world. So are we going to a higher vibration? No. Especially the Western world has a very strong mind that wants to achieve something. That wants to be better than the rest. Are we? We are all connected, we are all one. There's one collective, there's one grow. So we need it all at the same time. Otherwise we would all all walk the same path of life. Are we? No. Because again, we need so many different experiences still to let the collective, as we are connected to, grow by itself. There is no personal path in life. You walk your path of life and you experience what's in your book, and when you need to do one thing 10 times over, you will do it 10 times over. That's just experience. That's written in your book. Is there a learning curve when it's written in your book? Yes, there is. When it's always the same, there's no learning curve. It's written in your book. We're, most of us, struggling with making decisions, and everything will happen at the right time, at the right place, as written in your book. So that's with all humanity. Everybody has their own book, their own experience, connected to source, and as one we grow. That's the only reason that we are here, just to experience every second in our life. And it's only our ego that wants to make it complexer. Free choice, free creation. Going from A to B, growing. And that's fine. It's still part of the experience. So as long as it's written in your book, you will follow your book, you will create, or you will experience, or you will walk that path. You can never change that. So otherwise, the experience that we need to grow as one would never be on the level where we are right now. So let's go to the next question.
The UFOs. What about the UFOs?
UFOs. Question a lot of people want to know. Are there aliens and are there UFOs? Yes. But it's simpler than we think. Imagine that there is one source, one collective, connected to the whole universe, to all the planets, to everything that is. And up till now, when you've done a regression meditation and you went to a different life, previous experience, collective experience, you have seen just this part of the universe. Some people are able to open up into that dimension, into that collective here and now, and connect with everything that is. They're able to see what the collective is experiencing at that moment. So yes, of course, there are different shaped beings, the same as we are. We are the aliens for them. So as we look to, or we tune in to the collective, you can experience the world as it is over there, or many worlds, many different kind of aliens, many different kind of shapes, different kind of vessels. Are they here right now? No. That's a collective. And sometimes in a collective vibration, many people can see the same thing, because they tune in and they open on the same level. The same as in deep meditation where everybody connects and they can really see the same, or they can really have the same experience. It's the same as a lot of people seeing a flying saucer or experiencing aliens. So are they here? Yes, of course, but not in this planet, not on this planet, just in a collective vibration of source, connected with everything that is. So yesterday I was talking to a beautiful man from Eastern Europe, and he was challenging me to prove things, to prove that I am what I am. So he asked me, can you make gold? Of course, we all can. Can you show me? No, things like that just happens. Can you lift an elephant with one hand? Because some yogis can do that. Probably, but I've never tried it. There are no elephants here in the Netherlands. Can you go without oxygen as a breatharian or a pranic living being? I say, yeah. Can you prove it? So I don't need to prove things like that. It's not about proving what you are. Proving is ego. don't need to prove what I am, you don't need to prove what you are. It's all about acceptance in your own experience. When you open up in your own experience, you don't need to prove that you can bend metal with your energy or move things with your energy or see or hear more things than someone else. That's all part of our ego. And he was, all right, I feel that I'm connected, I feel your vibration, but how do I know? I said, well, this is how you know. Why did you connect me? Because I needed to, but I need proof. I said, well, just close your eyes and feel. And he closed his eyes. Then he starts to cry. And I said, there's your proof. Your answer lays on a deeper level. It's not about lifting an elephant or proving what you can do with that energy. It's all about your own experience. And we ended up in a beautiful satsang about what he experienced in his life and what he recognized during the satsang. And most of the calls that I have with people are like this. They want some sort of proof. But after a few minutes they know, they feel something different. They feel the connection on a deeper level. And they know that it's their time to come home. In what way ever, it doesn't matter. You're coming to a retreat or not, or just a satsang, or you will feel where you need to be. Some people want to do pranic living and have their own beautiful experience. Some people need to come to a darshan. Some just watch YouTube movies from me or other teachers. And in that moment they open and they know it's not about my mind. It's about the connection that I feel, the opening that I feel. That's what it's all about. I only like to share my energy, but I don't want to sit every day in front of my camera doing nothing. So I like to share wisdom. You will hear the wisdom. And in between the words is that presence that reaches out. And if you don't feel it, that's fine as well. It's not your time or place. Or maybe not with me. Maybe with one of the other teachers on this beautiful planet that can help you. So search the internet, search the planet for the right people, and maybe it's just your neighbor. A beautiful old woman that doesn't know that she is sharing source. She can look in your eyes, and you can melt. Or a parent, or a friend, or a baby. So find your way. What can help you to open up instead of filling your mind with knowledge that's always in between your deeper connection. So next time we will do a Q&A about all your questions. So when you have a question, please write them down under this live or send them to me. You will find me on my website, or you will find a way. And we will answer or try to answer all your questions. So thank you for watching. I hope you really felt the energy. So, hope to see you very soon. Satnam, beautiful people. Satnam.